Hello, this is Russell from
Tones of Evil.
and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luke of Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. And boy, we got news this week. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is...
Hi, I'm Kristen.
That's right, kids. Today we got... Well, we're going to be doing our multimedia Riddler. We're going to be doing Detective Comics 140, Batman 171, the first two episodes of Batman 66. And we also got our first look at Nightwing on Harley Quinn just a few days ago, so... And my voice is just serious enough.
The appropriate amount of
The
serious.
appropriate amount, yes. All right, so should we start with the Harley Quinn?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Appropriate amount of serious.
I just have to know, did you go back and watch any previous seasons, or did you just dive right into season 3?
No, I just jumped in. So who's Macaroni?
That's Alfred, I guess. I don't know if he was Macaroni before this. I don't.
Oh, okay.
That's just.
Oh, so that was the first time it's appeared?
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Because I was like, is that supposed to be Alfred, or is it supposed to be like some other random old dude that they
I'm pretty sure it's Alfred. Yeah, that's Alfred's disguise, I guess.
Okay.
So what did you think of Nightwing in this?
Okay, so I've thought about this and I've laid out my statement. Okay, so I thought it was enjoyable. It was funny. So certainly Harley Quinn is in some aspects a loose interpretation of the characters, but it's a version that I like because it's kind of, well, I mean, not kind of, it's funny and it's not dark. I mean, okay, it's a little bit, I don't know. I mean, that seems weird to say it's not dark because, you know, they go to the escape room and that dude gets killed and stuff. But I don't know. It's not gritty. Maybe that's what I should say. It's not gritty. And it's funny. So I like that. I did think that Nightwing, well, I think all of the characters are kind of a weird mix. Well, all of the good guys, I should say, all the heroes are a weird mix of comic stuff and then also whatever they need them to be. Because Batman, that was probably the weirdest thing, was seeing Nightwing be more serious than Batman, because that like never happens. So I understood that was very good. They brought Nightwing in so that he and Ivy could have parallel journeys in that episode. And it was funny. And I did like that they did not make Dick stupid, because I was actually a little bit afraid that might be what happened. And they totally did the opposite. But it did remind me of why I do like Dick so much. I mean, I love all of the Robins and stuff. But it reminded me that I like Dick so much because he is smart, but he's not the smartest guy in the room, and he's a good person. So he's not an asshole. He's not super arrogant, and he's actually good at teamwork and stuff, which he kind of wasn't at first in this one. So you kind of got to see a Dick Grayson who was a Nightwing who was the smartest guy in the room and was bad at teamwork. And while I was glad they gave him something he was really good at, I realized it just emphasized, oh yeah, this is why I like him so much in the comics, is because he's smart, but he's not so smart that he's a douchebag.
He was what did you say? He was a member of Mensa?
Yes. Card carrying. Just kidding. They don't carry cards.
Yes. Because I mean, they did the first 3 episodes. He was only in episode 2, but no, the character. I mean, he showed up in season 2, but the character I think is always spot on in this series is Damien.
Oh yeah, okay, he was fine. Yeah, he was like when Dick was describing himself at the end, you forgot Dick Wad.
I know, and then he's like when Dick calls shotgun for the Batmobile, and Damien's already there and gives him the finger and stuff. Yeah, I'm like that. That is so Damien.
I thought you were 4, 8 years ago.
I know, that's how time works, dumbass.
Yeah, but that was probably the one that, I do think, well, I mean, they're all funny. And Damien is pretty spot on. But yeah, that, like I said, I thought it was a good, and it was not a super, I mean, there were some parts that really rang true, but there were also parts, I mean, like, I was glad that they made him smart because he is smart, but they made him really smart and then kind of a jerk about it.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, for me, it kind of reminded me, oh, this is why it's okay that he's not the smartest one in the room, because sometimes that makes you the jerk when you're the smart, like on, on TV, like House or whatever. Oh yeah, he was so smart, but he was a huge dick.
Yeah, I mean, this series, especially with the good guys, like they like exaggerate traits to like the nth degree. Like like Dick has all so at some point in his timeline, Dick has been a little unsure of himself or looking, thinking he has to prove himself. So yeah, that's what they did in this episode. Right.
Well, I thought it was an interesting mix of kind of animated series continuity and then the comics, because they mentioned that Blockbuster thing that you would only know about if you were in the comics.
Yes.
But the whole I'm coming from Bloodhaven and I went away to kind of grow up. Well, and the whole I didn't really work with Barbara that much because he was like, why does the suit have boobs? Kind of thing. Like that felt more comic book. That felt more animated series, even though he knew her then too. But they did not overlap. They gave him a different relationship in the animated series that they've had in the comics.
Yeah, because last season Barbara first appeared. Yeah, she was just like a college student, and then she just decides to put the suit on, and she had never met Dick before.
See how people might not. Well, I mean, but that was a little bit of a problem with the animated series as well, is in those, and certainly in this, Barbara is not achieving the level of competence that she has in the comics.
Yeah, none of the heroes do. Again, none of the heroes do in this series.
Right, but I would say that is kind of it's been a while since I watched the new Batman Adventure. Well, I mean, I watched Joker's Millions, of course, but they kind of, and probably it was to sell toys and bring in, girls to watching it. But I mean, they made Barbara more of a sidekick Batgirl in the animated series in the second iteration. Oh, yeah. And she was never that in the comics. She was never a sidekick Batgirl. And it feels like in Harley Quinn, I mean, granted, I've only seen these 3 episodes, but then she was already in the cave, and she was like, oh, yeah. I mean, they matched her up with Harley.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, yeah. She's the team builder or whatever. And so I think they're making her, she's a little more of a sidekick than she is in the comics.
Yeah.
But Batman was isn't his voice the same one as who voiced him in Brave and the Bold?
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying, because as soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God, he's so Brave and the Bold. He even kind of looks like that one.
Yeah, they again, they pick and choose, where they take elements for all these characters from. Oh, how did you love Christopher Maloney as Gordon?
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, we didn't get a ton this, in these episodes.
No, but I could hear. But yeah, I mean, it totally fits, because I'm like, oh, so this would have happened. This is what would happen if Stabler went all the way off the rails.
Yeah, I'm so bad for Gordon.
So it's pretty appropriate. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought because it's a funny show and because it's supposed to be funny, I thought it was fine, even though it was not that true to Dick in the comics. But I was just glad that them making fun of him was actually still sort of nice. I was just glad they didn't make him an idiot.
Yeah, no, they could have gone much worse with him. Yeah, no, he got off light. Yeah.
So them actually making him super competent and serious was kind of a fascinating switch. And like I said, it was funny and I enjoyed it, but I also enjoyed it because it reminded me, oh yeah, this is why I like who he is so much in the comics, because even though he's smart, he's not super smart, and he's not a jerk about being smart.
But yeah, they could have gone worse with him. They could have made him Bane.
Right. Although the one thing that kind of surprised me was I read the Eat, Kill, Bang tour comic before this came out, the one that's supposed to take place. And this Nightwing is also very different from the Nightwing in that comic. I mean, granted, Nightwing's only in a few panels, but in that one, he's like working out at his CrossFit gym. And Bruce is like, I need you to go. Harley and Ivy are at the Bloodhaven rest stop. He's like, all right. And it's like really focused on his butt. And Harley and Ivy are like, nice butt. He's like, thanks, ladies.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I only read the first issue of that. I know Lilith read some. She's like, by halfway through, I think she's like, oh, I'm done with this.
I think he's in issue 4. I mean, he's just in the one issue. So I went and read that issue. So yeah, he's kind of different from that, which is why I was gratified that he was very smart in this one, because since they were only talking about his butt in the comic, I was like, oh, I hope they don't make him a bimbo, or as the internet says, a himbo. But I also did think it was funny. He's like, I'm just going to kill myself. And he's like so dramatic up there on the, which that is, I mean, that is also over the top. But let's be real. All of the Bats, well, maybe not, I don't know as much as Robert, but all of the Bat Boys, all of the Robins and Batman all have their dramatic moments.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, that was exaggerated, but at the same time, also not that exaggerated. So that was funny, too.
So you enjoyed it, though?
I did. It was funny. So, like I said, they didn't make him an idiot, so that was good. It was really ridiculous to see him being more serious than Batman, so that was funny. And like I said, honestly, even if they had made him an idiot, I would have liked it fine, because this show is supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And when it's funny, like, I would rather it be inaccurate and funny than inaccurate and gritty.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, let's be real. I would rather it be inaccurate and funny than accurate and gritty. So,
yeah.
So I would say I was predisposed to like it, and it wasn't. I mean, it would have had to be really bad for me to have not liked it, I think, and it was not. So I was satisfied. And his costume looked really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the animation looked really good. Yeah, no, the animation's good on this.
So anyway, I hope that he comes back in another episode.
I think so, because like Batman, Gordon, even like Barbara, I mean, they pop up from time to time. They might not be in every episode, but they pop up a couple times during the season.
Right. I mean, you said Damian was only in one episode last season.
I remember there was one big one. I can't remember if maybe he was like in one for like a couple minutes, but...
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm watching either way, so I'll let you know if I see Dick. But
I'll watch it too, because now I'm invested.
Yeah, and again, after this first week, it's only going to be one a week, so...
Right. Well, and yeah, I think Clayface is really funny, and King Shark is funny, and Frank is funny.
Clayface. Oh, Billy Bob Thornton. Okay.
Oh wait, Willie Rob. Wait, and James Gunn.
Yes.
That's the director supposed to be. What, doesn't he do the Marvel movies or something?
Well, he did the Guardians of the Galaxy ones, but he did that last Suicide Squad movie, and he did the Peacemaker series.
Oh, okay.
So
got it.
So yeah, he works for them too. So.
But yeah, it was fun.
Oh my God, Joker like beating Jason, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Who's the Villies?"
I guess it wasn't. Oh, yeah, that was another thing that felt very animated. That's right, thank you. That was another thing that felt very animated series, was Dick just like not being there and then coming back. Because that was one thing that I was maybe a little bit sad about, is even though Damian feels very in character, like Dick would have a relationship with Damian. He wouldn't be like, I thought you were 4 years ago. So that seemed much more animated series of like, I went away.
Yeah.
And I came back, because even in the comics, he was more, I mean, even after Bruce fired him, he was still more connected than he was in the animated series.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, do Jason and Tim exist in this continuity?
I don't think they've said either way, so.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
I mean, I would assume Jason at least, because they did that parody of the beating, so I don't know.
But it could have just been, I would like to do this. I don't know. I mean, it could have been like an Easter egg, for people who know the comic.
All right, so should we get to the other stuff we got tonight?
Yes, yeah. I think we've talked almost as long as the entire episode of that Harley Quinn lasted.
Exactly.
So I think I've probably exhausted myself. It does make me kind of want to do an escape room now. Not a Riddler escape room, though, because I don't want to die. But
we did one years ago. It was for my sister-in-law's birthday. I mean, it was fun. I mean, it would have been more fun if we hadn't been with a bunch of drunk people. But, I mean, they're fun. You gotta
go with the right people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just gotta do puzzles and figure out, where do we get these numbers, or where do we get, what do we hit here? And
did you feel like Batman when you did it?
Like I said, probably more if there hadn't been so many drunk people with us, but yeah.
Oh, you were saying there were too many drunk people.
Yeah, because we went with a group.
I think you needed more drunk people.
Yeah, no, because me and Danielle weren't drunk, but like my sister-in-law, it was her birthday, and a bunch of her friends, they were all drunk. It's like, oh god.
Oh, okay, so they were not helpful.
No.
Okay, they were dead weight, huh?
That's right. All right.
They were the Frank.
Exactly. Dead weight. Good one. All right. So, yeah, we're doing this, Riddler Multimedia this time. So, should we start with the comics?
Yes.
Because I did see some stuff from the comics bleed in the...
Yeah, so it was really more the second one, but I got them because I have this fine book. Batman, the TV story, so that's where I got it. I didn't go through looking all this stuff up. I cheated, and found that. So yeah, I think the first one was just kind of to set up who the Riddler was, but that second one definitely.
Oh yeah, because the first one, Detective Comics 140, October 1948. But
I mean, got the outfit.
Oh, yeah.
And, no, they use that in the second one. What I think is kind of interesting is, and I think they kind of have done this now in more recent comics, and definitely they did it in the animated series, was they made him actually smart. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say actually smart, but smarter. Because in this, he's smart, but also a cheater.
Yes.
But I think, in the animated series, he's just really smart.
Then why isn't he rich? All right, but yeah.
How much is good night's sleep worth? Now there's a riddle for you.
But yes, written by Bill Finger, penciler Dick Sprang, inker Charles Paris, and editor Jack Schiff.
That's a classic lineup right there.
Oh yeah,
and Sprang.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Edward Nygma, who would later become the Riddler, began his criminal career as a boy in school. His history teacher announced a jigsaw puzzle contest, and he broke into her desk so he could cheat and win. This is when he developed his love of puzzles. Well, yeah, they're easy when you cheat.
I will admit, I was also like, a puzzle contest is a really random thing for your history teacher to do.
Yeah. Do we know any history teachers we can ask about that? Well, it's elementary school. And again, it was 1948 where they trying to well, we got to get these kids interested in history.
He's in elementary school. He looks like he's 45 years old.
I know that face. I know that head. I know.
But yeah, it does.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's maybe they did that in the 40s, or also they're just whatever, who cares? Just throw a class in there.
I know.
A class we know everyone will have. So they're like, kids have to take history, right?
And again, this issue was 1948, so if we're flashing back to the Riddler's childhood, I mean, this is probably at least 20 years previously.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Or it could have been during the Depression, and nobody had even seen a puzzle before. So
exactly.
I can't afford puzzles, kids. So now it's
in later retellings of the origin, it was more like an IQ test. It was more like let's see how quickly they could put the puzzle together. But
this actually not in the 66th episode, but it made me think of animated series, The Fun Maze.
Oh God, yeah.
And the corn. That was in the Batman. I mean, it's not quite. Because,
yeah. So he cheats and becomes known as a puzzle expert. Even he's a huckster at a carnival. cheating people, and then eventually he's like, hey, I can beat the police and Batman. He chose to become the Riddler because he would be a riddle to Batman.
Right.
Oh yeah, how do you love that first one when he takes over the giant crossword, the electronic sign with the giant crossword puzzle on it? That just screams 66 to me. This was before 66.
I know, they didn't even do that in the 66.
I mean, maybe they could. Maybe it wasn't in their budget, but if they could have, they probably would have.
To be honest, now that we're thinking about it, since you brought up, if you're so smart, why aren't you rich? This first one seems more of an inspiration for that episode than the 66 episode, because I mean, they don't do the crossword, but they do the riddles on the stock market scroller, very 90s, and the maze and the corn riddle.
But this first one, I mean, it's one thing for that giant billboard, but then when he sends that giant crossword, that giant jigsaw puzzle to the police.
How did you get that? How did you just whip that up, dude?
How much money did that cost?
Right, I know. So maybe he is rich.
Maybe. Because, Batman had to go to, what was that, the football stadium and just, telling the cops, put that one over there, put that one over there.
Yeah. No, you're on the right. Oh, no.
Oh, God. But, yeah, then he was, misdirecting them. And then he kidnapped Harrison Eagle. Put him inside a metal puzzle that would slowly kill him unless Batman solved it.
That's nefarious. Very nefarious.
Oh my God, but that is the funniest where, the maze at the end, and he's, they finally escape, there's the bomb, and Riddler's like, oh no, I'm stuck at the end of the pier. Boom.
I know, you see his little body flying.
I know.
And then a question mark floats off of his outfit.
I mean, that's kind of like the end of the last 60, the second 66 episode, because, there's an explosion. It's like, oh, is he dead?
Well, isn't that kind of how the Laughing Fish ends in the animated series episode? Joker gets washed away and then something floats up.
Oh, yeah, he falls in a plane cart or something comes up.
The sharks are down there. Yeah.
Oh, the Joker's all. It doesn't matter what it is. Joker's always falling at his supposed death.
But he never dies because even hell spits it back out.
No, that's like how Death in the Family ends. Like they're in a helicopter. It's crashing into the river, and Batman's like, Batman's shot in the arm. He's like, I couldn't pull him out if I wanted to, and guess what? I don't. Jason just died. He's like, I don't want to pull him out anyway. So, but then Superman was there. He's telling Superman, he's like, find his body. That's just how the issue ends. Batman's like, he won't find the body. He's like, they never find the body, because they even called it out there. Like, they never find the body.
All right, then the remarkable ruse of the Riddler, which this one is where we get.
Oh, Batman 171, yes, May 1965. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was at least one in between this, but I mean, yeah, it's.
Yeah, there was. There's one in between, and then legit, the Riddler got sent to prison for 30 years, and he did not appear in a comic for 30 years. Well, maybe not quite 30, maybe 20, but a long time. Yeah, it was like he served out his sentence even in the comics.
But I'm trying to think. I'm like, I think it might be the Riddler, and there might be a few others, but they're like, they weren't appearing in the comics, and they almost never appeared again until the Batman 66, brought them back to popularity, and I believe Riddler was one of those names.
I know, which is good because I think the Riddler is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, and I mean they started the Batman 66 series with the Riddler.
That's right. And it was a wise move because he's the man. Also, Frank Gorshin is pretty great.
Oh, yeah. See him leaping around in them episodes.
I know. Dude's on fire.
He almost made a good Joker with that laugh, man.
I know. Yeah, he does. But you notice they still kept that history puzzle in his origin even 30 years later. Or 20, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Did you see in the second issue, the Riddler's all jealous because Batman's busy with the Molehill Gang? Isn't that the gang from 66? Yeah.
I believe it is, yes. They might call themselves the Molehill Mob.
Yeah.
Or mob, yeah. Or one's mob and one's gang, but yeah.
Oh my God, that's it. But this issue is so funny. Riddler was so badly wants Batman's undivided attention that he helps them capture that gang.
I know. Lots of times people people pull that with Joker, but the Riddler's doing it too.
I know.
Pay attention to me.
No, I'm just want to help.
Also, I feel like going to prison, the Riddler got younger. He must have had an amazing skincare routine in there.
Well, maybe a lot of people wrote in and be like, hey, how old is this kid supposed to be? It looks like he's 40.
Yeah, for real.
Isn't this the issue where they kind of do that gag that we get in the first 66 episode where they're like, oh no, he's holding that guy up at gunpoint, but it's like, no, it's a cigarette lighter.
Yep.
Because I believe they use that same riddle, you know.
They used the exact same one. Yep, they made it a cigarette lighter. Boom, ching. And that they do that whole situation where it's like he's not really stealing from people, you know, he bought this or, you know, he already owned it, inherited it, kind of thing in the with the cross. So yeah, they use that exact situation. And they use that saying, when is an orange like a bell? Like they both need to be peeled. They use that too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they took a lot of comic book inspiration from those first two episodes, but I don't think they kept that up through the series.
Some of them they did, some
did,
they
yeah.
did not. We've got the suit of armor that gets tossed out, knocked over. That's in both. We just don't have him deciding to sue Batman.
Yeah.
But they do even go to a dance.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, of course, goes to the discotheque in the show this time. It's like a square dance.
Gets that drugged milk.
No, wait, no. It was orange juice.
Orange juice, yes.
Milk later. And then this was funny. This did not happen in 66, but it made me think of that Catwoman movie when they're punching Riddler and he...
Yeah, and he has a...
he has a marble face like Sharon Stone.
Yeah, he got this weird thing. He's like electrified. He pops back up. Yeah, that was very weird.
Yeah.
But then he puts the shut off switch on on his center question mark, so Batman just turns it off. Sends him back to jail. Oh, yep, because it says reprinted in Batman, the Dynamic Duo Archives Volume 2 and Batman 66, the TV stories. Mm-hmm.
Darn right.
Oh, God. Yes, this story, the second one, repeatedly references the Riddler's earlier two stories in Detective Comics. This is Riddler's first appearance after an almost 17-year hiatus, and he begins his Earth 1 appearances without known similar events happening on Earth 2.
Awesome.
Yeah, but yes, this comic has been directly referenced as an influence in the development of the Batman TV show by executive producer William Dozier. As such, elements of this comic were adapted in the show pilot episode High Diddle Riddle, namely the gunlighter fake-out moment.
For sure.
I mean, it makes sense, because, I mean, this comic's, like 2 years, a year before the show, so yeah, they're probably like, yeah, bring me the latest Riddler comic, okay.
I mean, barely.
Yeah.
2 years. But, yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to this Batman 66.
Yes.
The very first two episodes, because the first one is High Diddle Riddle, was the first half hour
Back
length.
in the middle, yeah. This is what made people love the show. I mean, I would have kept watching after watching that.
Oh, yeah.
I did, obviously.
Was the first half hour length episode of Batman the Air, first broadcast on ABC on Wednesday, January 12th, 1966, and repeated on August 24th, 1966, and April 5th, 1967. It marked the first appearance of Frank Gorshin as the Riddler.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Oh, my God. But I believe this is the first and only episode where Bruce references the death of his parents.
It is. It's the only time. And and you notice in the entire 66 series, they never explain why Dick lives with him.
Why Dick and his aunt live with him.
Yeah, there's never any...
No.
Well, it's sometimes not entirely clear. I mean, I'd have to watch before it. Whose Aunt Harriet? Like, they don't necessarily define whose Aunt Harriet is, because they both call her Aunt Harriet.
Yeah, but I thought somehow they had referenced at some point that she was Dick's aunt or something.
Yeah, I think she's supposed... Well, she's definitely Dick's aunt in the comics.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's like, why doesn't he live with her then?
Yeah, without Bruce, yeah.
just like popped up randomly.
Well, you know why she's, the reason why Aunt Harriet's in there is that, because these are the times they're like, oh no, we can't have, two adult men living with a young boy on their own. No.
Right. Well, I think also she popped in once Alfred was dead.
Oh yeah, in the comics, yeah. Yeah, she took his place. Yeah, when he died and stuff. But then I think
so they could have more goofy shenanigans of like,
yeah,
Aunt Harriet can't know. Like, she freaking lives in your house, dude.
And then I'm trying to remember because I was reading this at one point. Yeah, they said something like I think she disappeared in like the earlier mid 70s. Yeah, never to be referenced again.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure the actress Madge Blake, who played her, I mean, you don't really see Aunt Harriet in the third season. They just mention her that she's like on vacation somewhere, and it's because she was really sick, and I think she died while they were still filming the show, or like right afterwards.
I was gonna say, I thought there was at least a few episodes she was in, not a lot, but there were, she would pop because wasn't that? Oh, what was that? Like Batman was having.
I think she might be in one where they go to London or something.
Oh yeah, Londinium, yeah.
But she was really. I read she was really sick in the third season, and she died not long after.
Well, I mean, no offense, but I mean, she seemed pretty. She seemed an older woman back. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think. Wait, is Julie Newmar still alive?
I think so. Good.
I mean, I think she and Burt Ward are. I mean, I know Burt Ward is still
alive.
I think she and Burt Ward are the only ones left.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because
I mean, a lot of the people. I mean, obviously, Burt Ward and Adam West, but I mean, a lot of the people died not that long after
some of them.
I mean, because like the guy who played Alfred, Commissioner Gordon,
Chief O'Hara.
I mean, they were already old.
Oh yeah, they were older people. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the only time where Bruce is like, maybe if there had been these anti-crime initiatives when my parents were gunned down. And then, they never explain. They're just like, my youthful ward, Dick Grayson, like, no explanation. Why do you have a youthful ward? Why does Dick live with you?
Yes, if he has a blood relation, why are they living with you?
Yeah. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, never any story. How did Dick become Robin? Nothing.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, we really don't see much. We don't see an origin for Bruce, beyond the, my parents were killed.
No, beyond like, my parents are dead.
But then they get right into it after Riddler pulls a crime, Gordon gets right on that bat phone and, Alfred's like, it's the bat phone, sir. I love how Bruce is in the middle of this important meeting. He's like, oh, I forgot. Oh, my young ward, I would take him fishing.
Well, let's be real. The meeting was kind of wrapping up anyway.
I guess, but you couldn't come up with something that sounded a little more emergency,
No, and then it becomes a joke throughout the whole show. They're always fishing.
Or camping, I think. Yeah.
Fishing and camping, yeah.
And
Which is like two things that I bet Bruce Wayne has never done.
Maybe when he's training. But
maybe he's done extreme survival camping. Like,
yeah.
I dropped off with only a canteen of water and a, tinfoil blanket in the Arctic. Can I not die? But not like camping.
Oh my God. And I know they do this. I know they did it for TV, but it's like when they open for the bat poles, it's one thing their name are on the poles. That's fine. But then on the back wall, it says, like access to Batcave via bat. I'm like, so why would we put that there? I know it's for TV, but it's like, if someone finds a secret compartment, don't put that there. And people still might be like, oh, that's Bruce Wayne's panic room. Okay.
I don't know. That was their shtick in the 60s show. They label everything.
And I swear they're not. I mean, unless there's like one, I'm not remembering. They're never in the cave as Bruce and Dick. They are always wearing those costumes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Except there's unless there's a special thing, but yeah, it's mostly they're down there in them costumes.
Yeah, if there is, I don't know if you ever see Dick in the cave. Not as Robin.
Yeah, no.
You might see Bruce because there are a couple times when Bruce Wayne is like,
yeah,
all right, I gotta do this as Bruce Wayne.
Kidnapper or something, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they go to police headquarters, get riddles. Yeah, that's when we get the fake lighter back. No, don't drop those bars from the window down. You might hurt someone. Okay.
I know. Batman had command hooks before they were mainstream.
In his belt, yes. Labeled.
Yep.
Bat hook.
I know, but it also took them forever. Like, the Riddler could have held that guy up 5 times.
I love how they took the care to cut the bars off, and he's like, no, don't drop it. You might hurt someone. So they hung it on the wall, but then they crashed through the window.
Well, they had to worry about pedestrians, but they're like, oh, we don't care about the people in the room.
The glass is going to go in. Yes. But yeah, so Riddler sets him up. No, he wasn't holding the guy up. It was a lighter. Then he's like, oh, he's suing Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know maybe because it's the first 2 episodes, and because later on it wouldn't be the case, but didn't Bruce seem extra like broody in these compared to the rest of the series? Because
maybe a little. I mean, he's not that broody in the series, so
yeah. But these 2 episodes, he seemed extra broody. I don't know, just because it's like, oh, they're going to get sued, or what if he has to reveal his identity, or it's like, how do I find the riddles, or after Robin's kidnapped.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was. But I kind of I liked it when he was. So I think partially what I like about the episode is I thought they do kind of a better job in many of the episodes in the series of showing that Robin is the boy wonder and not just some tag along sidekick, because Robin solved a lot of those riddles.
Yes.
In the show, and he doesn't seem to solve as many in the comic, or because it's a speech bubble and they just kind of like generically point it at the heroes, you're not always sure who's solving the riddle.
Mm-hmm.
But they show that Robin is smart and knows what he's doing.
They gave thick stuff to do in this series, yeah.
But it was also so funny how they're like they always doing the right thing that they pull up and they're like, no, the kid can't go in the club. And Robin's like, it's okay, Batman. I'll just pull the car over into the parking lot and wait for you.
That's right, because he's not a vigilante. He's a duly deputized officer of the law.
That's right. And, but you know how, like, they take Robin, he gets, and the anti-theft thing?
Yeah.
I read in Burt Ward's autobiography, which is crazy, by the way, that
sure.
He got really burned from those fireworks.
Oh.
So that kind of sucked. Because one thing that apparently made Burt Ward kind of sad or whatever is Burt Ward's stunt double could not do as many of the stunts.
Yeah, I had to hear that.
The stunt double wasn't as good, but because Robin's costume barely covers his face, so it was often really obvious. So he would have to do the stunts, but like because the cowl covers up a lot more.
And that costume was tight, I hear.
Also that. But I thought it was cute how Batman was like, oh no, they captured Robin! And he was, emoting so much, because sometimes, actually that's more a recent problem that writers don't have it emote enough. And not everybody does it, but sometimes.
But we did get our, like I said, with the drugged orange juice, we got our drunk driving PSA, because the cop's like, you can't drive, Batman.
And, they crammed a lot into this first episode. This is the Batusi. That's very famous.
Hey, man, they had to
also,
come...
I think it was... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, it was the first episode. They had to come out guns blazing.
Yeah, they did. Batarangs flying.
Yes!
But I think this is also the only time that somebody dies. Like,
oh my god, yes!
She just fell into the atomic pile.
Oh my god.
That was hilarious. That was like your suburban mom, when at the end Bruce is talking about this, and Aunt Harriet comes in and she's like, oh, surely not a young lady that we know the idea of dick around a criminal element. And I'm like, oh my god, Aunt Harriet. Slow your roll, lady.
But yes, from the second episode, smack in the middle, Riddler sends his henchwoman, was it Molly?
Molly.
Yeah, in dressed as Robin. And she looked exactly like Robin with that mask on, I guess.
Except for the nostrils.
Yes. Oh my god! But they weren't even in that cave 5 minutes, and she's like, "Oh, Batman, you didn't see me hit the firing pin with a hidden bat laser." Then she just runs up the atomic pile and
I know, it was weird, but whatever.
They weren't even in that cave 5 minutes as she falls in the atomic pile and vaporizes.
I know, it was kind of a weird choice, because it's not like she even knew who Batman was at that point. But...
No, and it was, and except for like Bruce's little speech at the end, like nobody like seemed to care. Like the Riddler asked, "Oh, hey, where's Molly at?" You know,
no.
Did he tell Gordon did Batman tell Gordon she got killed? I mean, there's no word on that end.
I mean, it's honestly, given how overall wholesome the show is, it's kind of a weird choice.
Yeah, because I don't think they would go that far later on. But yeah, it's just like she's dead. Oh, okay.
I know, right?
Should we tell anyone? I don't know.
They'll figure it out.
She's a criminal. She left town.
But I'm thinking maybe that it's from the 66 show where they start incorporating Riddler wearing the suit with the question mark and not just the leotard.
I think so, yeah.
Because there was that. And then when he goes to the... Wait, Moldova. When he goes to the Moldova and he's got that... like plaid.
Oh, the fancier suit, yeah.
I was like, dang, he is dapper.
Yeah, man.
Really had a good wardrobe.
I'm trying to remember. I think I heard somewhere. I think that was one of Frank Gorshin's demands, is he didn't want to wear the leotard like every time. Like he wanted like the suits too. So,
I mean, I can understand because the leotard is very revealing.
Oh yeah.
When you're kind of like, why would you choose to wear that?
And it makes you look a little more menacing in a suit rather than those leotards.
Exactly. And that suit is nice. Spot on. But yeah, it's also hilarious how in the very beginning when they get the first Riddler riddle and Mr. Gordon's like, oh, he spoiled us. Can anyone take this on? And he's looking at all the different cops and he's, like Smith and he's like, Jones. They're all like, no, I can't do it.
Oh Lord.
Two Gotham cops.
William Dozier originally auditioned people to narrate the series, but when none of them seemed to fit, he decided to do it himself.
No.
This is the first instance in the TV series of a villain escaping apprehension. The only other main villain to escape apprehension was Catwoman twice. Once by falling down a bottomless cavern, and once by falling off a warehouse roof into the river. So, lots of women falling into stuff, or.
Well, I mean, we had Riddler falling off the pier. I mean, falling into something that's pretty classic.
Yes. The series. Oh yeah, didn't he say something? When Alfred's like, "Oh, Miss Harriet's Aunt Harriet's getting all worried," because she could tell Bruce and Dick hadn't slept there that night, and Bruce is just like, tell her we're with my uncle, or at my uncle's house or whatever. Because they never.
But that I think actually still fit in continuity because in this period, isn't it still like he was raised by Philip Kane or whatever?
Yeah, Philip Wayne. Yeah, was his uncle. Yeah, pre-crisis, like he raised him when his parents were killed. Yeah.
Yeah, because Alfred didn't come over until
later. Yeah.
He showed up, and here comes Alfred.
The exterior shots of Wayne Manor were actually footage of 380 South San Rafael Avenue, Pasadena, California.
Yeah, I drove past it before when I lived in LA.
Nice.
Yeah, but the inside's not. The interior is a soundstage, but the exterior, was that house. There's kind of a lot of shrubbery in front of it now, but I kind of got to look, and it looks like that.
Okay, here it is. The original script had a grimmer Batman who allowed Molly to fall to her death. DC Comics rejected the scene, and it was shot with Batman desperately trying to save Molly.
I mean, that's more in keeping with who Batman is.
Oh, yeah, especially in that era, yeah.
Well, yeah, especially in that era, yeah. I mean, yeah, if that was Frank Miller's Batman, he would have been like, I'll throw you in myself.
And in future episodes, it is explained that everyone who's taken back to the Batcave must be given the bat gas sedative as to not spy the Batcave's location and deduce Batman's identity. Yet in this episode, although Batman guesses Riddler's mole has disguised herself as Robin, he takes her back to the Batcave without bat gas. Even though she must have seen the Batcave's entrance underneath Wayne Manor, she makes no reference to this in the subsequent scene.
I guess that's why she had to fall into the atomic pile and die.
I guess.
Maybe that's what inspires Batman to invent bat gas. He's like, man, if she hadn't died, I might have been in a pickle. Oh, but did you see that reference when they do the bat rope up and then while they're waiting, taking the bars off. He says something to Robin. He's like, "Oh, maybe your mind's still on that cute teenager that waved at you on our way over here."
Oh my!
I was like,
oh, for the 1966 Emmys, Batman was nominated as Outstanding Comedy Series, while Frank Gorshin was nominated for Outstanding Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role in a Comedy for High Diddle Riddle. A third nomination was made for editing.
but it sounds like sadly they didn't win.
I didn't say anything about them winning, yeah.
Sucks, but yeah, Frank Gorshin was.
Although I believe I heard in this era, this was around the time when, they were switching from black and white to color television. I believe I heard somewhere they were saying supposedly the Batman 66 sold more color TVs at the time than any other series. That's why most people were getting it. They were like, I want to see Batman in color,
Okay, I was wondering because I did notice they were like Batman in color.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, the series is super colorful,
Oh,
so it's definitely worth it to watch on. Well, yeah, like I've never even seen a black and white TV.
Lau Wagner was second choice for the role of Batman and filmed a test reel. Wagner later went on to play Major Steve Leonard Trevor on Wonder Woman. The Riddler.
Got our first holy in this episode, too. Holy Barracuda.
Yes!
You mean, I see Aunt Harriet. I mean, sure, Bruce, sounds swell. I love this show. So diggity dank.
Oh my god, that is the birthday present I need to get you. I need to get Burt Ward to say diggity dank.
Diggity dank.
Holy diggity dank.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Holy diggity dank. You're listening to Nightwing News. All right. Any other thoughts on these?
I think that covers about most of it.
Okay.
They came on strong. 2C, Boy Hostage, Holy Barracuda, quick reference to your parents, but then, moving on so we don't get brought down. Oh, right, the famous one, whoever he is behind that mask, he's always there for us. So.
Pull that glass off the bat phone. The crime computer. I love those computers, man. It's like 6 foot tall computers.
Yeah, they put the cards in. Yeah.
Punch cards, yeah. All right.
Pretty high tech.
All right, let's see if Kristen knows. Do you know who the next villain was? Episode 3. Who is the next villain?
Penguin?
Yes, good job. Fine Feathered Finks, yes. So they
well, I mean, Burgess Meredith as the Penguin is another classic.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, I think, obviously I love the Batman the Animated Series, but I think I like the Penguin episodes of Batman 66 better than I like the Penguin episodes of Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, some of the Penguin episodes, like I have Batman in my basement, I hate that episode. Where was it? Oh, that episode Almost Got Him. Penguin's in it, but there's a bunch of rogues in that. I like that episode.
Oh my god, I love, my parents and we quote that episode all the time, because fake Killer Croc, I threw a rock at him. You want a big rock? We say that all the time, like, you want a big rock?
Anytime I'm like, I'm in the mood to watch an episode of Batman the Animated Series, that's like one of the first ones that always pops in my head. I'm like, ooh, how about Almost Got Him? I'm thinking, I always watch that one. So what?
My go-to is definitely Fear of Victory.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's Robin in it. Also, it's pretty much about anxiety, which also speaks to me. I'll drive real slow. We say that one in my house a lot, too.
Oh, my God. Lilith was so happy because, like, in one of the most recent Catwoman issues, Red Claw showed up again.
Oh, snap. Yeah, Red Claw.
And I don't think I ever realized, or I had forgotten if I had learned it. You know who voiced Red Claw? I don't know if you're a Star Trek fan, but Captain Janeway from Star Trek Voyager, Kate Mulgrew.
We'll get tons of famous people.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and the guy who does Mad Hatter, I think, does a voice, but not Mad Hatter, but somebody else in... Or maybe it's the Clock King is the voice of Mad Hatter in the animated series. I don't know. There's a connection. One of the villains in 66 is the voice of a villain in the animated series.
But yeah, I mean, there are famous. Yeah, there are famous people.
But yeah, I would say I like the Riddler episodes. I really, really love the Riddler episodes in the animated series, but I like a lot of the Riddler episodes in this too. Joker, I mean, Mark Hamill is so amazing, so probably that edges out. But definitely the Penguin episodes, 66 is the best.
Oh yeah, just Burgess Meredith, and yeah, like we said, the Riddler episodes, Frank Gorshin. Oh my God, chewing the scenery.
For real.
Yeah, that laugh, just leaping around.
Yeah. He crushes everybody.
Yeah, whatever they had to pay him, man, they got their money's worth.
For real.
All right, so while you look that up, I'm going to give
what's up next week?
kids their homework. Well, we got more 66 coming up, kids, because we're going to cover. Well, first we're going to cover Batman 73, the issue, plus 2 66 episodes. I wonder who these are about. The Joker is wowed and Batman is rowed.
Oh, yes, that's after the Joker's utility belt is the,
I was going to say, I wonder who this could be about. And I'm sure we'll have an update for you if there's any Nightwing in this week's episode of Harley Quinn.
What comes out this week? Does Crisis come out or no?
I think Dark Crisis is out this week. Yeah, because there's a ton of Bat books coming out this week. Batman 126, Batman Beyond, Batman Killing Time, Batman White Knight Red Hood. Yeah, Dark Crisis 3 is out this week. DC vs. Vampire, so you might get appearance of Vampire Dick.
Alright, you'll have to let me know.
Yeah, I will. I was going to say, new issue Poison Ivy comes out. The first issue of the new 6-issue mini, the new Sword of Azrael miniseries.
I don't know. I can't find it. I think I'm wrong. Or maybe it was somebody's like Roland Daggett or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe. Did Ed Asner do a voice?
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he might have. Yeah, because I mean he did a lot of voice work for. Yeah, because he did. Yeah, I think he was on Batman. He did something for Superman. I think he was even Jameson on that 90s Spider-Man animated series.
Jonah Jameson.
Yes. All right. So yes, kids. So send your thoughts on what was that? Batman 73 and yes, the Joker's wowed and Batman is rowed. And again,
did you see on the IMDb count how many holy phrases Robin uses?
No.
Want to take a guess?
180.
352.
Wow! Because I almost said 200 or something. I was like, that's probably too high.
Holy phrases, Batman.
Yeah, but how many episodes is that from, though?
Well, this thing was 120 episodes, so...
So that's an average of, what, like 3 an episode?
Yep.
Makes sense. All right. So, yes, kids, send your thoughts on those things. If we get more Nightwing and Harley Quinn, any appearances in the recent comics, as we'll talk about it. So, yes, email all the thoughts on Nightwing to CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can always find Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Nightwing fan group on Facebook. Find links to all the various social medias for all the DC and Marvel shows we do. Check out the YouTube channel, this episode, and every episode we do, no matter what it is, interviews, whatever. Everything eventually gets on the YouTube. So smash that subscribe button. It's free. And so you don't miss anything.
Smash it!
And, of course, the Patreon, because... yes, once again, this is a labor of love. It's coming out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you exclusive early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester Chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And, of course, superhero movie brackets. We'll find the worst superhero movie of all time. The July episode, Catwoman vs. Green Lantern, is up, and we crowned the DC winner, so don't miss that. And, of course, if that's not enough, Capes and Lunatics merchandise. Get it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And if you don't want to buy any of that silly stuff, if you want to get serious, kids, go pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. Learn all about the greatest character in fiction. Well, at least since the 20th century. Yes, the greatest character in popular fiction. Dick Grayson. All right. Wow, holy time clock. So that went by quick. All right, kid. Thank you for joining us. Again, next time, Batman 73, the Joker is wowed, and Batman is rowed. Yeah, I said it right.
Yeah.
As Multimedia Mania continues. Because we got 1, 2, 3. Yes. Next week, and then 2 weeks after that. Next time we'll talk about how Joker painted over his mustache. Alright, kids. Until then, join us then, same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News.
I am Connor from the House of L.
And I am Ray from the House of Zod.
We are two of the many, many survivors of Krypton's destruction, and we have made our home in Australia, and dare I say, have become Australians, for better or worse. But we have also decided to read Superman comics, read Superman books, watch Superman shows, cartoons, movies, basically everything Superman, and from an Australian perspective as well. Whether you're a seasoned fan, like me,
Or whether you are coming in fresh, wide-eyed and wanting to learn more like me, then this podcast is for you. Join us for our bi-weekly adventures available on all good podcast catchers.
just search for Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. We'll be coming to you from Australia or some cosmic dimension, wherever we are that week. Up,
Up, and away.